Hey guys, I got an interesting video to show you. Got another red video here. This awesome VTuber in the background. Awesome tomboy horse girl VTuber. They're an active military service member of the US. Patriotic even. But as we'll get to it, there is a very annoying, very piece of garbage Canadian rat VTuber that does not like that. Think that's incredibly terrible and is wanting them to be political, not wanting them, basically attacking them and requiring them to be political, saying that they are a bad person for not being political, essentially. And well, hey, a crazy thought. Active military service member. Probably a lot of stress with that job. Probably a lot of BS. And this person, well, they're, enjoying their hobby. They just want to have fun, chill out, have fun with the people, not deal with annoying crap. But this rat VTuber that we're gonna get into to this video comes from Canada and is really offended that this person's neutral. It's incredibly sad. I find them obnoxious. They need to leave the internet and go get life experience outside of the internet because they seem very terminally online, and I find it incredibly pathetic. They need to go learn real life things and stop being this virtue signaling absolute moron. Because at this point, I'm not going to follow them. And I wouldn't recommend anybody do. I recommend if you follow them and you don't support this, show it by unfollowing. Because it's some garbage ass behavior that needs to be squashed out. It is not okay. Period. End. End of story. Let's get to the video.
Hey, what's up, guys? Riff here. So today we'll be going over a situation where a VTuber is being canceled and attacked for not wanting to be political. In fact, we're going to look at some other VTubers attacking this individual, calling them a coward. This person being, this VTuber in question, an active US military member. Now, before we get into this whole situation, it feels like it's 2020 all over again with these ridiculous cancellation campaigns. You guys know I've been dealing with it myself the past week or so. I talked about it yesterday, and I just want to say thanks for the crazy amount of support, whether it's the super thanks or the crazy amount of new patrons. I'm going to put a link to this in the pinned comment. I'm working on my page. I'm reworking some things, and I cannot believe the amount of support I've gotten. I appreciate it so much. But let's get back into the content for today. So the VTuber in question here is Tomo Umari. They're a military tomboy horse girl VTuber. Wow. Sign me up. That sounds pretty interesting.
Yes, tomboys,
and of course, they are a patriotic one. Again, as I said, they are active military, so it kind of fits with their life as well. Now, she made some tweets recently, earlier this month, saying, "I feel like I must reiterate this. I'm not interested in associating with politics as a VTuber. Yes, I love my country. No, I don't care to discuss politics."
Such a hard
saying
ask?
This probably won't stop the nut jobs who keep trying to spark political debates under my whimsical posts, but alas.
Again, I do want to make mention, if you fall into the category of being said nut job under those posts, you will not enjoy me. I'm not as nice as these VTubers are that are dealing with this. I will be straightforward with you. I will be, an asshole about it if I find you annoying enough. So, don't follow me. If not, hey, block me on Twitter. You'll probably save your mental capacity to piss and moan about other people. Because I get spicy about things. I get very heavily opinionated. There's good majority of people that can't handle that, and they get up in their feelings. You might as well just not interact with me if you fit in the category that this person's dealing with, because I'm very opinionated, and I will definitely tell you to F off. I don't care. Get fucked, loser. So that being said, back to the video.
Okay, this used to be a very normal thing. A VTuber saying, "I don't want to be political." That was like the norm for so long, but now the narrative has shifted on Twitter where people are demanding VTubers like this speak out about every political issue out there. Otherwise, they're problematic, they're a coward, what have you. Now, here is the antagonist of today's video, this Moemi.
Absolute tool of a VTuber. They need to learn some life experience and touch grass. Oh, wait. Too terminally online to do so. Oh, no. I just did an impossible ask/tell. I'm not sorry. Moving on.
individual who was very upset seeing these posts. They had a complete meltdown making this post saying, another day as a morally neutral and innocent nationalist.
And also, again, to the neutral thing, there are world governments that are neutral on the world stage. They don't do war things. They don't have military to speak of. I'm pretty sure Sweden and Norway, if I'm thinking right. I think so. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure, at least when I was younger, I'm pretty sure I heard those countries and neutral in the same sentence. Maybe. Either way, look it up. I'm pretty sure it's a thing. But either way, morally neutral. Okay, neutrality. Normal for normal people, not this VTuber, but normal people. Neutrality is fine. Don't want to deal with argument. So yeah, be neutral. Why not? Nationalist. That just means you're for your country. You're for your country's health, safety, and running smoothly. So this is word soup. This is just useless word soup from an obnoxious VTuber.
And then they say, turn this industry plant horse into glue. I'm so for real. So what they're trying to imply here, and I think it's clear.
And again, the statement that they made, they're not great people because, again, this morally neutral horse girl did nothing legally wrong. Again, why can't we put energy to dealing with actual issues on the internet? Like Cyrax, Nova Online. Like, excuse me, those people are actual issues on the internet. Can't we deal with them and not innocent horse girl VTubers that have done no wrong and have had no controversy other than your stuck up garbage?
Thursday is that she should be offed because she doesn't want to engage in politics on her VTuber related account.
To say.
This is completely unhinged, and we're going to talk about kind of the intent of posts like this. I think it's one thing if someone's joking about this, like who's in her community and clearly likes her, versus someone like this who's unhinged and clearly really doesn't like her and has been obsessing over her for quite some time at this point, at least weeks, maybe even months. And of course, the comments were shredding this individual at the time because, first of all, they're Canadian. And as pointed out here, yeah, I don't think a country that relies entirely
on the United States for its defense should be barking up that tree, son. Let's go!
On the United States for its defense should be barking up that tree, son. Communist when someone doesn't feel obliged to be political online, F you in your struggle sessions. Leave country crying about the best country once again. Pay no attention here. And it goes on and on. You get it, right? People are not really too impressed with this whole situation here. But the struggle session would continue with this clip from their recent stream.
Influencers deserve to and should speak on topics that affect them. Fence setting is cringe and actually is harmful. Yeah, but they don't see it as that because...
Okay. Fence setting. Huh. How it's not, I don't consider it harmful because if anything, you're not dealing with said debate. Fence setting is just like, I'm observing, I'm here, that's about it. Just like you say just like people like you say words are harmful, the words are violence. I don't like you people. You people are obnoxious, and you only prove my point.
Again, fence sitting is what gets these people money. If you fence sit, you will get money. Why would anyone...
And mind you, this incredibly stupid VTuber believes fence sitting equals not speaking politics when you don't want to speak politics. What's so hard about that? It would be totally different if this VTuber was political and they were fence sitting. Sure, I could agree with you, but this VTuber isn't political. The most political they are is they are patriotic for their country. Oh no! But other than that, they're not political. So, your point means nil. Nothing. Zilch. You are worthless. You are barking up the wrong tree, and I hope everybody chews you out for that. You are garbage.
Want to hear the harsh reality of the world when you could plug up your ears like a coward, which Tomo is. Tomo is a coward. Just want to make that
No, correction. You need to say, I am a stupid Canadian rat VTuber and I am a piece of shit for harassing people. I'm a piece of shit that believe my moral superiority believes everybody should be speaking politics even though they don't want to. I'm morally superior to you. I'm better than you. You should listen to me. Even look again, if we go to not psychology, just the way people work. I forgot what that means when people arms crossed. They're closed off. They don't want to listen. I forget what that is, but there's something to do with like human to human conversation when somebody has their arms crossed and they're talking to you. There's something psychological it tells about. I forget what that is, but it is a thing. It definitely is a thing. I'm not crazy. I'm pretty sure.
Abundantly clear. So you become a coward. You don't want to challenge any ideas. You don't want to stand up for anything. And you get people.
You say you don't want to stand up for anything, but this VTuber standing up for herself in the position that she doesn't want to be political. And you don't want to understand that because you are a piece of trash. Get it through your thick skull.
Well, like you see in that reply section. And you see how she replies to other people. She's a clown. She's a clown.
You are a
and she's
clown
my
piece of
personal
crap.
jester at this point. She's getting dog-dicked by a Canadian that put her.
You say that your replies are an absolute squalor and just absolutely not for you.
Shit to light again, and everyone is rightfully criticizing her.
Everyone, yet your comment section, cough, 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 cough. Your comment section.
Someone said she doesn't deserve hate. She's not getting enough. Because I think that's a miserable person.
You're an
hiding
ass
behind
wipe
her
on this VTuber
flag,
community.
And she's using it more as a shield than something to be actually patriotic about.
Ooh, shiver me timbers. This VTuber's really taken off the gloves and, well, just showing how unhinged they are. They're basically saying that Tomu should get more hates, which is a very nice thing of them to say. Absolutely.
Anti-bullying policies on these platforms, cough, cough, cough. Something tells me this person believes it's okay to bully people that don't agree with them. I will say, hey, it's okay to bully criminals, PDF files, creepos, cough, cough, Cyrax, Nova Online. More people need to know about those absolute monsters of society. They are not human. It's okay to deal with them. Not people like this horse VTuber that have done no wrong. But in your eyes, they have done wrong. Again, you're an asswipe on this VTuber cliche on the internet.
Unhinged. And also they go through this whole struggle session calling her a coward. Dude, she's an active service member. You're calling that person a coward?
Yeah, are you an active service member? Oh, wait, you're not. You're just a charmingly online rat VTuber. You've probably not done much in your life, and you're going after a military service member? Like, at least if they've only gone through boot camp, they've done more than you. They've done more to be proud of than you. Again, what have you done?
Because they don't want to express political beliefs or be pressured into doing so on their VTuber related account. You think this is like going to save lives or something? It's the most ridiculous virtue signaling, and we all know what these individuals.
Again, I do not like virtue signalers. I have such a gross distaste from them. If you are a virtue signaler, don't follow me. You will get mad at me. You will mauled. You will absolutely scream at me. It's not worth following me. Block me on Twitter if you're a virtue signaler. I don't want you around. You people are not fun to be around. Please exit. The door's over there. Please, it's going to hit you on the way out no matter what.
When they want you to speak up about a topic,
don't get your hand caught in the door. I'll at least say that.
You know what they mean. Either you agree with what I believe in my entire agenda, or say something different, I'm going to harass you.
Exactly, that's the entire mentality of these people. If you agree with me, you're a good person. If you disagree, you are a piece of crap. They dehumanize you, they bully you, they attack you. These people, again, they'd be like, always, I'm so good. I stand up for this political matter. I'm a good person, by the way. And then they do this bullcrap. It's literally such thick hypocrisy. You could cut it with a butter knife.
It's clear as day, and this person believes she deserves more harassment. So yeah, like that's not too much of a big extension here. But Tomu would make a sort of follow-up to everything, saying, "This is the last time I'll hopefully ever have to speak on it, but please stop saying this person needs to say something. Nobody owes you anything, regardless of what you may believe. Let content creators make the content they want to make in peace. I think it's that simple. If you want to twist this message into me being the bad guy that deserves to die, because I know some of you will, or whatever, then sure, go ahead. I'll continue offering a chill space for my community where they can take a break from all of the hecticness in the world."
And people need that. I've had, back in the day when I was streaming VR chat 10 hours a day, I had quite a few compliments like, "Oh, your stream's so chill. I like how laid back it is. It's so nice." Guess what? All I did was BS with people in public worlds in VR chat. Hang out with my friends. Be a little bit of an alcoholic. Nothing crazy. I just kind of vibed and I just kind of existed. Few people like that. It was awesome. We don't need drama. We don't need crap. There's already enough of that in the world. The internet is to have fun. We don't need discourse. But all these people want is to be an annoying cisdual pus on people's sides when they do not want to engage. I do not like this at all.
I think it's a very fair take, but of course, someone disagreed. Return of the antagonist here, making a YouTube video with the caption, "Silence is compliance." Wow.
Again, these people that pull this garbage, you guys are trash. We do not like you. You're welcome to have your community of trash lovers and trash enjoyers and, trash. But hey, this horse girl VTuber doesn't want trash in her community. Doesn't want to deal with trash. Does not even want to be involved with trash. But you being trash, you want to involve more people in your trash heap. You are garbage. You need to be thrown into trash compactor and then incinerated. So then you are just dirt.
Wow. Like I said, guys, we're back in 2020. Like I am feeling the shift. People are starting up these cancellation campaigns. They're forcing you to speak on the current thing. And if you don't, or you give the wrong answer, they're going to harass you endlessly and try to cancel you in every way possible. And you can see the caption here, "A performative patriot," coming from this person who clearly is not serving in any sort of a way. Like, it seems a bit odd to call someone a performative patriot. Are you implying that they're not a patriot? It just doesn't make any sense. But let's hear what this person has to say in their latest struggle session.
Accountability and responsibility does not exist in current day content creation. Instead, nowadays we have content creators doing anything and everything to make sure they get as much money as possible from every single viewer. Tomo Umari is not an exception to any of this. A perpetual victim and coward who constantly hides behind her flag and her country to avoid any responsibility for anything she...
We'll look at this at the end of the video, so join me there, but I'm really curious to compare their following numbers, Twitter, YouTube, and whatever. I'm grossly curious if this rat VTuber is a smaller creator trying to punch up to get some clout, because that's kind of what it's smelling like. Join me at the end of the video to see if that's, a thing.
She says or does. Despite LARPing as a military patriot who's adamant about being apolitical, she's most notable for her takes such as,
"They're trying to hide the truth from us, but we know the truth, and we will fight for this truth until the bitter end." So yes, horses for everybody. Canada will be deleted promptly. That goes without saying. We need to make sure that happens fast. We need to strike them when they least expect it. We need to basically sucker punch them and drain them of their resources and then cut them off completely.
Now,
I don't know, said VTuber. This could be easily satire. It could be very much satire. With this Cha-Cha situation, you sound like somebody that doesn't understand satire if this is satire. You sound like somebody that would have been in her comment sections of those videos of her talking, hey, I'm not apologizing to Twitter about the joke that I made. You sound like somebody that'd be offended at that joke and believing Cha-Cha should apologize. Again, you're a very unfun person.
Comes as a shock to you, but this video is not being well received with about a 75% dislike ratio. It's very interesting to see this person's intro here, where they're talking about someone doing anything and everything to try to get more money or more engagement. Like this is the definition of doing that. Picking fights with larger content creators to hope to get some.
Oh, I didn't even need to look it up yet. She's a larger content creator and just, I called it.
Some traction. Well, it's not working. Like, I hope you enjoy the, like, 3 people seal clapping your performative nonsense in the comments. That's not going to help you do anything. Okay? This is a weird...
Yeah, pot calling the kettle black. This person's performative, not the horse girl.
Fight to start. It seems hyper-focused on this individual for some reason. I don't know what this person did to upset this person so much. But yeah, they're going through and showing examples of this hateful behavior. It's very obvious jokes about Canada. Like, what do you mean? Are we going to be serious for just a second? And they're going to now turn around and try to compare her reaction to people making the glue factory jokes in her own community versus him doing it. Yeah, there's a difference, but let him try to explain this one.
Yet when a Canadian VTuber decides to make a joke about a fictional horse girl turning into glue,
that was not a joke. You're mad at this horse girl, and you are saying they need to be changed. Context matters, you tool.
That's a step too far. Even going so far as going on her Twitter to declare that it was death threats made against her. Yet when she rightfully pisses people off, this is what she has to say.
Yeah, no, not sorry. You got pissed off because she didn't want to be political. There's a big difference here. And then you pissed off her community by saying she needs to be turned into glue. There's a big difference, you tool.
I'm just insensitive. Maybe my sense of humor doesn't jive with a lot of people. That's probably not it. I think I just keep attracting some really dainty fellas that do not take jokes very well. Maybe I need to like put like a disclaimer in all of my shorts that says like, hey, this is a fucking joke. Stop getting upset, please. I don't understand the point of getting mad at a VTuber joke of all things, you know?
But again, the way that was phrased, that does not sound like a joke. You were targeting a specific person. I'm pretty sure. I don't know this VTuber. I'm pretty sure her jokes that were actually jokes, mind you, were generalized, not pointed at one individual. Very much generalized. You cannot cry, piss, and moan that, oh, she's joking about a country. A country doesn't have feelings. A country is, if anything, an inanimate object, aka not alive. I know, it's hard to have your brain think. It's hard to have those gears turn and then realize. I'm not sorry, but your brain, you gotta get those seized up gears turning so then you can actually become a good person and not be a performative good person. Because guess what? Performative good people aren't good people whatsoever.
Oh, like that's like such a weird battle. Horse girl getting sent to the glue factory. The f you mean? What did I do? What did I do?
You're more than willing to giggle like an idiot at the same joke I made. The only difference is that it was made by one of your chatters. It's incredibly hypocritical and pathetic to be offended.
Yeah, no. You are an asswipe on society. You were targeting her because you were mad at her for not being political. Her chatter, within context, I was already able to immediately tell it was a joke. Yours wasn't a joke. You were mad at her, and you said she needed to be sent to a glue factory. You aren't a good person whatsoever.
At the same shit that you do constantly. I'm sorry you're so dainty. The funniest thing is that this spawned simply because of a JJK meme, and I thought it was perfectly applicable to her. It took me a grand total of 5 minutes to make this. Here's another one that took me 5 minutes to make. This summarizes the average Tomo fan.
Whoa, guys. When they made that post, what they said or the message that was trying to be conveyed, it didn't matter because they made it in under 5 minutes. Yeah, that's how this works.
Yeah, guys, it doesn't matter. I just killed that person in under like a second, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, guys. I got the drugs through the border in 5 minutes, so it doesn't matter that I got the drugs through the border. Guys, it only took me 10 seconds to steal the money, so it doesn't matter. Guys, it only took me like 2 seconds to assault that woman, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, same logic leaping. You're stupid. Go get a life.
It doesn't take you very long to do something or say something. It's not that serious, bro. Here's the difference. When her community is making these jokes, it's clearly in jest. They don't actually hate her or wish any harm.
There's a difference.
This person, on the other hand, this person does not like her.
And again, just the demeanor of this person, how they act, how they just speak. You can tell they hate this person. Like full on. It's not hard. You don't need to be that smart to realize, this person dislikes this other person. So crazy. Oh my lord.
And is very hostile and aggressive towards her and is implying
for no reason.
Many awful things.
No
claiming
good reason.
She's like
no valid reason.
Horrible, awful person, and her community is filled with all these terrible, awful, despicable human beings. So when you're doing these quote unquote jokes, it's not landing the same, and no, she should not receive it the same way. I also find this whole situation very weird, where this person's like, you need to say something. You're coming across a woman who's saying she's uncomfortable and doesn't want to do something, and you're telling her, no, you have to do it, or I'm going to insult you and berate you and slander you.
You know, that sounds specific. I can speak, I promise. That sounds suspiciously like something else. Forcing a woman to have sex? Ooh, I know I just made a very spicy equivalization? That's not the correct word, but you don't understand what I mean. I'm equivalating, grape to, forcing somebody to speak on a subject. But it's forcing either way, so it's kind of the same. I know it's very different, but it's kind of the same. It's at least 10% the same, so good enough. Moving on.
Very weird stuff, but here's kind of the end of the video. It's not very long in total here, but this is the closing statement from this individual.
You can't even muster up the courage to say that you don't want your country to murder its civilians. It's not a political take to have empathy for your countrymen. You use your platform to be an ignorant airhead, and you are arrogant in that nothing you say will matter for you. You don't use your community or platform to establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, or provide for the common defense. The oath you—
Last I checked, as entertainers, that is not our responsibility. It doesn't need to be our responsibility if we don't want it to. But you being an asswipe on this platform want it to be such. You oh so terribly want that to be a thing, which it's not. You're a disgusting creator acting like this. I hope for your downfall. I hope for no success for you. Because you are such a terrible asswipe that, I can't see people enjoying you. Because you are a performative virtue signaler. You are incredibly obnoxious.
You promised to uphold when you started to serve your country has now become obsolete in the grand scheme of things. You watch as your government continues to beat down and kill your civilians, and still you say nothing, and still you do nothing. If you wish to be an actual patriot, you would stand with your countrymen.
People gotta use their platforms to ensure—
If we go by numbers, if she didn't even stand with you, if we go by numbers, who was elected? Who got the popular vote? Who got elected? Oh wait, people voted for the deportations. Oh no, that's embarrassing for you. Really, it is. That's incredibly embarrassing. You know who got elected as the US president on, the deportation thing? I'm not gonna get heavy into politics, but you gotta realize that, or you're just simply a performative moron that doesn't want to understand facts of things.
Justice and domestic tranquility.
Again, word soup. Very useless word soup.
Amazing stuff. Countless lives were just saved in this moment. I think it's a bit crazy of a concept, but some people like to watch VTubers to escape all these things that are thrown in their face all day long. And some people just want to enjoy a VTuber without having to see that VTuber be forced or have their arm twisted into making statements, because people like this feel so entitled to these statements. They are demanding people like this speak on whatever they want. And again, when they speak, it's not just, oh, they're going to speak their opinion and it'll be respected. No, it's like you have to agree and align with everything the demanders want. Otherwise, they're going to harass you even further. It's really just kind of a trap at that point. But yeah, nobody was buying any of this. You can see some of the quotes saying this was the rat I've been alluding to this whole time. Used to follow him till he turned out to be such a hateful person that hates anyone that doesn't 100% line with his ideology. Imagine being such a miserable loser that you make it your mission to force an active serving member of the military to make a public political statement to fit your personal moral agenda. And also, by the way, there are a lot of restrictions in your oath as an active military member that restricts what you can say on social media when it comes to politics. Why would someone who already doesn't want to make their streams political bend the knee to people like this and threaten the possibility of punishment on themselves?
Yeah, restrictions on what you can say. This asswipe didn't want to take that into account. Didn't even want to know that. Didn't even want to find that out. They just wanted to be a performative moron, an absolute cyst on this VTubering culture. It's infuriating. I'm glad people are like, I'm not following you anymore. You deserve it. You deserve it to happen en masse. You're not a great person. You're trash.
For doing so. Crazy stuff. Absolutely entitled. And also keep in mind, in the post sharing this video, they locked the replies, and the only reply on...
Of course they locked the replies. People like that, when they don't have their way, they lock their replies. Wait, didn't this person just mention earlier in the video about, sticking your head in the sand or plugging your ears and not listening to anything? That's quite literally what they're doing currently. Again, hypocrisy. Wild thing. Oh my gosh.
On there is themselves sharing this meme that they also shared in the video as well. Completely ridiculous. They know exactly what they're doing.
People like this also need to be slapped down. Just because Tomo wants to be, non-political, they are equating them to, trash people like the KKK, the SS, and MAGA, and whatever that cat furry drawing thing is. They're apolitical, so they can't be MAGA. Equating them to be Nazis. Again, we gotta stop watering down that term. People need to get slapped into reality that what's happening in the US does not equal the Nazism that's happened. I have watched a lot of videos on YouTube about the history of the Nazis. Also, through school, we learned about that too. Very much not what's happening in the US. The closest thing is these people may be taken from their houses and, deported to their country. Not systematically killed. They're being put back to their country of origin. That's very different, but in your eyes, it's not, because you want to be a performative moron and an obnoxious cyst on society.
Doing here. But the comments are savage. Okay, dang dude, just condemned his fate at becoming a successful VTuber. You are so desperate for views that you lied and took a joke videos out of context to slander Tomu. I genuinely think you deserve nothing but suffering and harassing and the threats to Tomu because she isn't willing to break the oath she swore to uphold whatever on active service. Cost you nothing to hate on another VTuber, and yet you still want to instigate stuff. Love how you blocked comments on the thread and dismissed quote retweets, all to slam one of the least problematic VTubers rather than some truly controversial ones. Such brave, much stunning. Wow. Very expository. This is one of the biggest nothing burgers. Why do you even gotta drag this drama on even longer? And that's the crazy thing. Like, why are you even dragging?
They're doing it for relevancy. They're hoping they can punch up and gain clout. Obviously, it hasn't worked. Thank you, internet. Thank you so much.
Dragging this on. And there was one quote I saw that I think is important. This person who has me blocked, and I would imagine doesn't agree with me on many things, but I can agree with.
Oh my gosh. My country, Minneapolis, is not your personal Hogwarts legacy. We don't want your coerced solidarity.
Their statement here and respect where they're coming from. They say, my country, Minneapolis, is not your personal Hogwarts legacy. We don't want coerced solidarity. And you can't use your straw man on me. I'm not a Tomu fan. I'm trans. I'm unabashedly anti-ICE. And I've been protesting in Minneapolis at the Whipple building. Please, STFU. They won't. And obviously all this stems from the recent stuff involving ICE, which, I've seen my own insanity involving that. If you dare to go against any sort of a narrative, or you, in this case, don't want to speak in any sort of volume, you still get harassed. This whole thing is completely ridiculous. Sorry this individual has to go through this for simply wanting to entertain people and not drag in politics, and also to do their duty to their country without risking it to appease to weirdos on social media. But anyways, that's going to do it for today's video. As always,
thank you, Rev, for that video. Again, these performative VTubers are absolutely obnoxious. They shouldn't be around us, normal VTubers. This is headache-inducing, anger-inducing. These people aren't good people. You shouldn't be forcing people to speak, and I'm so glad the internet stuck up for this very wholesome, very apolitical VTuber. Because, oh my gosh, this was unacceptable by many freaking levels. That Canadian VTuber is trash. Don't follow them. Encourage people to unfollow, because they suck. They're terrible people. That being said, please like, comment, subscribe, follow me on my other channels, WeswesO Live, WeswesO for my VR content, and for my live streams, WeswesO on Twitch, WeswesO on Kick, and WeswesO Live on YouTube. I have a VR chat group. Please join it. I plan on hosting parties in the near future. I will see you guys next time. Everybody stay safe. Bye, everybody. Hey, guys. Post-edit Wes here. Rev already kind of confirmed the clout farmy stuff that I mentioned in the video. But hey, they got 12k followers. We can see that right here. Let's go to their YouTube channel. 465. Okay, they gained some cloutage. I think they were like mid-3s before. But notice what videos don't exist anymore. Take a fat gander at that. They deleted the videos. Oh my gosh, crazy. But hey, moving on to the awesome VTuber, Funny Horse Girl. Oh my gosh, 92.8k followers? Huh? Including me, I just followed. Teehee. Let's go to her YouTube channel. Wait, is that 159,000 followers? It really looks like this loser was punching up for, clout. That's the only thing it smells like to me. But hey, have a wonderful day, night, morning, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.